Nutrition myth number 5. Fasting is extreme. The longer I study human physiology and endocrinology and all the mechanisms with which the body uses to process food, the more one thing becomes clear. Our bodies were perfectly designed to cycle between fasting and feeding periods. Fasting isn't necessarily eating less, it's just eating less often. Your body only wants to store fat with the expectation that it'll be burned off later and be given a chance to heal from the damage fat does. Your body stores up fat, vitamins, and enzymes needed to make it through the winter when crops are dead and animals are hibernating. But the winter never comes. We are wired to be addicted to food. Early man needed this drive for food to survive, but never in those hundreds of thousands of years was food so abundant like it is today, by a long shot. The switch never turned off after we started mass-producing refined carbohydrates. So is not eating anything extreme? Extreme is eating every single day. Extreme is bombarding your insulin receptors over and over with no rest. Extreme is never giving your gut bacteria and microbiome a rest. Extreme is blocking autophagy your entire life, an essential process that prevents disease. Extreme is constantly firing your dopamine receptors and activating the pleasure center of your brain, weakening the connections to the frontal lobe. Extreme is the severe food addiction that we almost all have that is making us so sick. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day will be a comedy punchline one day. The 3 largest causes of death by adults in the US would be nearly eradicated if fasting was standard nutritional advice. Your body has repair mechanisms in place that clear out damaged cells and rebuild new ones through autophagy, but it greatly slows this process every time you eat. If you eat multiple times every day, this life-saving, organ-repairing process never turns on. It repairs metabolism, insulin resistance, gets rid of high blood pressure, reduces cholesterol the healthy way, kills cancer cells, prevents heart disease, dementia, and Alzheimer's. Stem cells are mobilized, pancreatic cells regrow, brain cells regrow, the frontal lobe connections come back, and more. Not to mention that type 2 diabetes is almost always reversible within a few months with the fasting regimen. The more time passes, the more we see that eating every day, especially combined with processed foods and refined carbohydrates, will likely lead to an early, slow, expensive, painful death. You aren't depriving your body of food when fasting. You're giving it exactly what it needs to do what it was designed to do: repair itself.